Hello guys, this is CodeNCode and I welcome you to the second lecture of this series on this course, which is on disjoint set data structure. So in this lecture we are going to talk about the motivation behind studying this data structure. Now I already told you that this is very important so that to keep up your morale and confidence, of course. So in this lecture, let us look at what is the motivation behind studying this data structure. So using disjoint sets, we can count the number of connected components and size of each connected components in a graph. Now what is a connected component? For example, here you can see this is a single graph which is having three different connected components. This is a connected component, this is a connected component, and this is a connected component. So what is a connected component? So connected component is basically a connected graph in which there is a path from each node to every other node. For example, there is a path from 1 to 4, there is a path from 5 to 3. So a connected component is a connected graph in which there is path from each node to each another node, but there is no path from 1 to 6. So that's why 1 and 6 are in two different connected components. So we can see these all nodes are connected to each other and there is a path from each node to each other node. So this forms a single connected component. So it's true for this because there is a path from 6 to 7 and 7 to 6. So this forms another connected component. And a single element is also a connected component. So there are three different connected components of the graph. So using disjoint sets, we can count the number of connected components and size of each connected component. So the second application is to find out the minimum spanning tree. Now this is a graph, as you can see, and this is a weighted graph. There is weight on each node, on each edge of the graph. So what is a minimum spanning tree? Minimum spanning tree is a subgraph of this graph in which there are n-1 edges and the graph is connected. Basically we remove some of the edges if possible to form a tree, and the sum of weights of all the remaining edges must be minimum. So disjoint sets can be used to find the minimum spanning tree. So minimum spanning tree of this graph is going to look something like this. Something like this. As we can see here, there are 5 nodes and also 5 edges, but as we all know that in a tree, if there are n nodes, there are n-1 edges. So here we can see that there are 5 nodes and only 4 edges, and the sum of the weights on the edges is minimum in this tree. There may be many ways to form a tree. For example, we have removed this edge to form a tree. We could have also removed this edge to form a tree, but if we were to remove this edge, then the total sum would have not been minimum. Here we can see after removing 7, the total edge sum is going to be minimum. That's why this is a minimum spanning tree. And the algorithm that we will use to find the minimum spanning tree is standard Kruskal's algorithm, and Kruskal's algorithm uses disjoint set to implement. So disjoint sets can be used to find minimum spanning tree as well. Now let's look at the third implementation or use case of disjoint set. That is set representation. So sets, the mathematical sets, can also be represented using disjoint set. There are three different sets, one with 5 elements 1 2 3 4 5, another with 2 elements 6 7, and another with 1 element, that is 8. So we can use disjoint set to represent them. For example, this represent the first set. There are 5 elements and those are 1 2 3 4 5. This represents the second set, that is 6 and 7 with 2 elements, and this represents the third set, that is 8. So we can see that disjoint set can also be used to represent mathematical sets. And please don't think about the implementation of these right now. We would talk about the implementation of this in later videos. Now we are only concentrating on the fact that what are the motivation behind studying them and what are the use cases where we can use disjoint sets. So I hope you have found this video interesting and helpful. So if you find it helpful, please share it with others and also subscribe this channel. Your comments and likes keeps me motivated to make other videos as well. So please comment, like and share this. Thank you.